But these are post-update. Okay, we are behind. This is a lot of concrete, and I think we're about to get wall banged.
Look at that wall bang right through it.
And he's getting wall banged. A lot, by the way. A lot. Still getting, wow. I mean, look at the wall. It's coming right through a 2-foot thick concrete roof wall thing. Wall banging is in fact back. We are live. Boys and girls, welcome to the Dropshot Call of Duty podcast, episode number 498. Update day. My name's Casey, aka Razinon. Today I'm joined by Tanner.
That's what they call you, yeah.
That's what they say about me, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Birthday.
It is my birthday, yes.
Wow.
I was reminded of that yesterday. By my roommates. Yeah. I don't know. Who cares?
You getting those little chickens?
Oh, dude, I should have requested that. No. Chicken Alfredo.
Meh.
No one's home but me and one of my roommates. Who's also my father, coincidentally. Just a coincidence.
Where the other one's at?
And he was like, I don't know. My brother's going back to California for a wedding. He's going to be in Glendale. And then, I don't know where my mom's at, but yeah, he was like, just you and me. What do you want? I should have asked for little chickens. Yeah. I got to get that on the menu, but I asked for chicken Alfredo. He's like, all right, cool. So that's going to be good. Anyway, no one cares. Welcome to the show today. Season 2.
Yeah.
Reloaded. That's the news of the day. We will have some announcements. Stick around for the end of the absolute program. Did we get any donations, by the way? I didn't check. No. Okay, good. All right.
Offline
donation. Terrible, so. But whatever.
They're saving up for episode 500, man. For us, it's fine.
Okay, sure. Welcome to the show. So yeah, we will have some announcements. Stick around for the end of the show to listen to those. But we, for now, are going to be getting into the thick of it, which is what I always say, with the patch notes for Season 2 Reloaded. So we actually got some things. Well, we may or may not have gotten some things. They've said we've gotten some things. So
yeah.
Here are the patch notes. We got these yesterday. The patch is right now going live as we record. So let me be abundantly clear. I am fucking certain, and I would bet every dollar I own. I was almost going to say my life, but let's not get crazy. But I'd bet every dollar I have, anyone who wants it, that the patch notes will not be accurate. So something they say here, I would bet every dollar I have, every possession I own, I'm dead serious, I would bet that it's not true. So as a reminder, which has been the case with every single update since the integration, everything we're going to talk about here may or may not be true. Okay? We will have breaking news for you as it comes to us. If you're here in chat and you've noticed that one of these patch notes is just fucking fake, please let us know. Tanner, as usual, will be perusing Twitter.
We've already got a couple issues that I've seen, yeah.
So not only if, but in fact, when someone on the timeline is like, hey, you guys said this, but it's not real, we will keep you updated on that. So we're going to try and give you as accurate of information as possible and try to tease out what's a real patch note and what's a fake one. Mm-hmm. Many of them will be fake. We will catch some of those. We won't catch all of them, though. So on Saturday, we will have more updated information for you. But unfortunately, what we can't do is say, hey, a patch went live. Here are the notes for the patch. Here's what you can expect. That's not possible. Sorry. We'll do our best, but the devs fucking suck. Obviously, With that said, and it should bug you, it doesn't bug me anymore. It makes me laugh. Game's a joke, game's chalked, and I said this weeks and weeks ago. If you have faith that Warzone has a future this year, you are dumb. You're a stupid person, and you should evaluate every patch going forward, historically, on every patch that has happened up to this point, and including this very patch today. Fun! So now it just makes me laugh, because this is what I expect. But we'll get into the nitty and the gritty, and do the gritty. Whatever.
We will.
Yeah, I'll edit that out. Welcome to Season 2 Reloaded is what they say. So we had two sets of patch notes. We'll start with the multiplayer zombies, whatever ones. And as usual now, we're going to ultra skim these, and we'll get into more detail with the Warzone ones because there's going to be a lot of overlap. So everything overlapping we'll cover in the Warzone patch notes. Everything unique to multiplayer zombies, though, we will cover now. So welcome to Season 2 Reloaded. They write a lot of words. They probably are lying in them. New multiplayer maps. Okay. This is Grind. Ooze. So there's a big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collab. That's the most recent franchise that TMNT, who would pay for that, actually? Activision would probably pay them, right? That's what I would imagine, to use their shit.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
They pay
anyway,
them and
TMNT
all back in the bundles. $80, 80 to 90 USD, by the way, to purchase all of the bundles.
Got it.
Because you have to buy every guy separate. And I know all of their names. I'm just not going to say them. But all 4 of the different characters, you have to buy them all separate. There's no pack that has all of them. So
yeah, and you're an expert in what those characters are. Yeah. So fun. That's fun and exciting.
Grind is perfect, though. I just played it.
And by the way, the reason the game sucks and will continue to suck is because probably 50+% of you are going to think, oh, cool, I love Donatello. Let me buy the fucking bow staff bundle or whatever fucking stupid weapon he uses. Some farming Okinawan farm implement. And then you're going to signal to Activision everything's fine because they're still making money. So you're the problem, just so you know. But whatever, sure, let's move on. I'm not bothered at all. Here's Grind, though. And from the screenshots, looks good. Really bright and clear, not hazy. Looks basically exactly the same as old Grind. I mean, there's some different colors. Who cares? But that's cool.
It's the same. Yeah, it's nice. And I'll say it now before we get any further. There is a little teaser inside of the Grind map for an announcement coming on March 4th related to some sort of collab with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. So that is official. Charlie Intel tweeted about it, how there's a little teaser image, like a little skate shop in there, and it's got like Tony Hawk logo or something, and it says March 4th, 2025. And then Tony Hawk tweeted at Charlie Intel the little like the eyes looking. So
I hate
that's coming.
That. Yeah. So
that collab might actually be kind of cool. That could be interesting. We'll see. But yeah.
Yeah. So okay. Anyway. Whatever. Next is Bullet. This is a line. This map is a straight line. Someone tweeted it on the timeline, the little tack map. It's just one tiny little train car. So imagine the ground war map Promenade and then make it 2% of the size of that. That's the layout of this map. It is one straight line. Probably going to play fucking awfully in 6s. However, in 2v2, it'd probably be fine. Not good, but if you're really upset when you get flanked, this is your map, because you won't be until they spawn behind you, which they will. So don't play it in 6s, but whatever, that's coming too. TMNT Mosh Pit, so some LTM. And then they say new weapons, but every weapon they tweeted, there are 6 new weapons. 5 of them they tweeted about. They're all different farm tools, which are to say melee weapons. I believe it was bow, nunchucks, sai, maybe. And then it'll say in here, so
right
whatever.
There. Yeah.
Bow, katana, sai, nunchucks. and then some other ones. I think a skateboard was one of them. So I don't know what the 6th one is.
I'm excited for the skateboard.
Okay. Yeah, bow, katana, sai, nunchuck, skateboard, and then this is the only. So there's one new weapon, and then 5 skins for melee weapons. The new weapon is the D1.3 Sector, which is an event reward. Actually, there are 0 new weapons because this is a rechambering blade launcher.
Yeah.
Equip different mags to access a variety of deadly projectile types. So if you want to shoot fucking... Oh, man, what are they called? What are the things called? You throw them on the ground. They did it in, like, medieval times, and people would, like, get fucked up on them. It's, oh, man. It's going to bother me a lot.
Is it?
Oh, no. Someone's got to know what I'm talking about. But they're like little countermeasures. You throw them on the ground. Imagine a ball, but it's not a ball. And there's like little sticks kind of like pointing out of it. Caltrops? Whatever.
Caltrans? Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody knows and nobody cares. So let's move on.
You're right. So let's move on. So there's no new weapons. Cool.
Yeah, there are none. There's a new attachment. That's cool.
I think it's caltrops. There's a new attachment, the belt fed attachment. So you could put an attachment on any of the LMGs with a large helping of extra ammo continuously fed to the weapon through sustained fire. I think Jakin mentioned this, and I think he's right. What this means is you just don't have to reload your LMG anymore. It's like popping that gobble gum where you're pulling your ammo from your reserve rather than your mag, except forever. So you never have to reload. So that's actually kind of a cool attachment. Well, if it didn't have massive downsides that ruin it, like the Tonto binary trigger had, that I guarantee this will also have.
Well, this
so
one
cool
will
idea
overheat.
That will unfortunately suck balls in practice because the devs are against adding new things that are relevant. They only add shit new things like reactive armor. So what were you saying? Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, the barrel will overheat. That's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
They already said that. So I thought it was like 500 rounds or something, which is essentially never reloading. Not for a long ass time, but I thought it was like a 500 round mag.
It could be that. I don't really know, but it won't be good, like I said, so it doesn't really matter, actually.
It doesn't matter at all, yeah.
New perk, Hunter's Instinct. Eliminating an enemy, and this is a red perk, so it's for the, like, aggro specialty one. Will mark the next closest one. A narrow cone briefly appears on your minimap after an elim, showing the general direction of your next nearest foe. It's actually decent, depending on what slot it's in, honestly.
That could be really good, honestly. Especially on certain maps. If everyone's running Ninja or something too, this could potentially be busted OP depending on how it works.
Particularly because the red perks are like the worst ones, and this one's pretty decent. So whatever it's replacing is almost certainly better than what you would have replaced. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, possibly.
If you like that that package, which a lot of people do. So anyway, Fly Swatter wildcard, you can put a launcher on your dedicated melee slot. Zombies directed mode for the Tomb is now out. And then Cowabunga Cranked is a zombies LTM. So that's cool, I guess. And then some weapon balance changes for multiplayer. We're not going over these. And then some other kind of random patch stuff that, again, we won't be covering. Looks like they're doing a lot for multiplayer and zombies, which is awesome and par for the course. So good for the multiplayer zombies teams. This is cool. A ton of updates, actually. A lot of little updates that we're not going to read to you guys. If you're super into that, you should go read them, and that's pretty much it. So in terms of new content, not too much. Actually, almost nothing at all, even by multiplayer standards, because usually with the season reloaded, you at least get a gun. But we got actually nothing for that. So this is basically a couple new maps, which is cool. But
and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game mode. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, in terms of how much new content we usually get for Seasons Reloaded for multiplayer and zombies, well, for multiplayer, we usually get more because we usually get, and zombies, because we get relevant weapons, which we didn't get this time. But not the end of the world. Looks like a pretty decent update overall on that side. Now, I won't be saying that about this next section, which is Warzone. Okay, we're going to go into more detail here. And again, as a reminder, this is by Raven. And this dev studio fucking sucks. And almost none of this is going to be true. So, here we go. The mid-season sets the stakes even higher. Okay, it's a lot of words. Warzone playlists. Okay, doesn't matter. General. Warzone combat records have been enabled. I still don't know what this is. I don't know what this means. I don't know what the difference is between this and the fucking leaderboards. What is it?
I think combat records show more of your individual stats. Doesn't that go into like all of your weapon kills, things like that, maybe?
Okay.
And then leaderboards is kind of just general kills, deaths, wins, things like that, maybe. I'm pretty sure that's what it means. We are not the only people. When they tweeted about this, like all of the top tweets from that part of it, everyone was like, I thought we had combat records. Like everyone was like, aren't they already in the games?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, most people don't ever look at this stuff anyways, so that's probably why nobody knows.
Okay. So I have no idea what the fuck this means, but I think you're right, because I do remember once upon a time when the game functioned and was updated, you could see like weapon stats, I think, for Warzone. So like your KD with this gun is whatever. I'm actually positive we had that in Warzone, which we don't currently. That probably is part of what the combat record means. So if that's what it means, then cool. If it's in the game, I'd be surprised and cool. If it's in the game and accurate, I would be flummoxed, but cool. However, who knows? So we'll let you guys know on Saturday. Weapon trade
it's like
station.
Your last 10 matches, that thing like KD of last 10. But it's got to be more than that, right? It can't be just that. So it is. It's just basically more detailed stats of your own stats. That's all. Yeah. Just goes to more detail.
Cool. And I thought that, yeah, whatever. Weapon trade station balancing. Trades now downgrade the weapon by only one rarity tier instead of two. So they've gotten better. And interaction times have been reduced. So it doesn't take 5 seconds. It takes 1.75 if you're trading a legendary weapon, for example. That's cool for Rebirth players because it's really fun to kill people on Rebirth that have loadout and then weapon trade their shit immediately so that they can't get their guns back again because it's funny. It's a troll. It's a troll maneuver, and you'll get like a self-res and a UAV and shit out of it. So now you can do that faster. Cool. Fire sale trading offers have been improved. I didn't know fire sale had an impact on the weapon trade station. That's very interesting.
Yeah, didn't either.
It probably doesn't. What I meant to say was, I didn't know it was intended to have an interaction, but now we know that. It probably still, again, it doesn't actually function, so it doesn't matter, but we'll see. So anyway, Biggie Smalls with the membership, 26 months in a row. I can read. They really took away console-only ranked play. We'll get into that. The streamers are gonna be so mad, LeMayo. The streamers are so mad. We will get into that, Biggie Smalls. And I wonder if they mentioned that, by the way. And thank you for the membership. 26 months in a row. Wow. Long time. Thank you, King. All right, moving on. Loadout drop marker. No longer take priority when pinging near them. That bugs me. That happens all the time. If there's a loadout on the map, you can't ping anything.
Yeah.
That would be a good change if it were true, which it may or may not be. So we'll see. Stamina bar has been added. It shows the amount of attack sprint a player has remaining, and it's off by default. You can go turn it on in your settings, and you can choose where to display it. next to the squad midget, excuse me. I'll be canceled, sure. Or the reticle.
Oh no.
The squad midget, that would be anyway.
Or the reticle?
I mean, yeah, that'd
like
be
your
insane.
weapon reticle? What are you just putting it in the middle of your screen? Okay.
So like I think this is cool to have as an option.
Yeah.
But it actually doesn't, for anyone on controller who knows what they're doing, this doesn't matter because you're going to have auto tac sprint on, so who cares? Like, I don't think it's going to ever really be relevant. I'll probably turn it on just to like kind of fuck with it, but it doesn't really matter.
It might, yeah. It might even be one of those things where it distracts you more than anything else. If you start using it, maybe you'll start looking at it, and then you're just not looking at your screen instead. You're like, oh, when am I going to be able to sprint? So, but it's cool. It's in the game, and it's a setting.
Yeah.
Fine.
If it's in. It may or may not be. Okay, lethal tactical refill on loadout pickup. Okay, matching lethal tac equipment will now be refilled upon picking up a loadout instead of being dropped on the ground. Yeah. This is the kind of dumb shit that they need to be addressing. Because it's insane that I can have a stim and 2 impacts on me, hit my loadout when I'm running stims and 2 impacts, and now I have 1 stim, 1 impact, my old ones are on the ground, and they don't auto pick up. That's how it used to function. That's probably how it still functions, but they're trying to not do that. If they did this, that would be awesome. So kudos to them. The right idea. Their problem this year has not been not having the right idea, though. Their problem has been implementing the right idea, which they have been catastrophically bad at. So good thought. Hopefully you've implemented it. But this is the type of little dumb shit that just adds up to really bug people that play the game a lot. Because why the fuck was this ever in the game? But whatever. Good change there. I like that. If a player has empty lethal tactical slots, they will now automatically pick up new equipment. Don't like this at all. Do not like this at all. If I'm understanding it correctly. So for example, let's say I'm running stims and impact grenades and I run out of them and then I kill some guy who just won his gulag and I run over his body to get ammo and plates. And I now pick up his thermobaric grenade and his shock charge. And then when I next run over stims or impacts or hit a muni or hit an ammo refill, if I'm not paying attention, even if I am paying attention, actually, I won't be able to get stims and impacts back. No, if that's what this means, this is a hallmark example of Activision devs do not play their own game. Because I just read the sentence and I immediately recognized that this is a bad idea, right? Obviously.
You're reading it incorrectly because it says right there indicated by white dots. That's when you literally have nothing. So if you have nothing in that slot, it'll pick something up. Yeah, great comms. I mean, they're dumb, but they're obviously not making that dumb of a decision. Surely, right? Yeah.
I don't know how obvious that is, but I think you are correct. Yeah. I was wondering why they put that in parentheses, and I now understand. Okay.
You now understand.
That's
okay.
This is fine. Yeah, this is fine.
Yeah.
This is fine.
Okay. Because either way, you're going to pick up something at some point. So I guess auto picking up anything maybe is better than nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
I don't know. Probably.
Yeah. Because I'd rather have literally anything than nothing at all. And if I find something I actually want later, then in either case, I would have to manually pick it up before the change or after. So yeah, this is actually a good change. I mean, there are better things to be working on, but maybe they've done that. But yeah, this is fine. Okay, I'm not as bugged anymore. Good.
Yeah.
Kill cam delay. A short delay of about half a second has been added at the start of the kill cam to prevent players from accidentally skipping to the next player.
They think we're getting kill cams? That's funny.
Yeah.
They think we're getting kill cams in Warzone? Really? That's interesting. Boy, are they wrong. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I also don't know what this means. Do you?
I believe it means a short delay of about half a second has been added to the start of your kill cam to prevent players from accidentally skipping to the next player.
What does accidentally skipping to the next player mean? I don't know what that means.
Yeah, we're both experts in what this means. Yeah, I really don't know.
I have no idea what that means. Yeah, let's just give me kill cams reliably. That would be a great start. And then also, don't put you placed 17th on my screen, blocking the entire kill cam until the last one frame of it. Like that's my favorite.
Said, yeah.
So, anyway, well, yeah, whatever. Airspace Too Crowded Noti will now also play when equipping a kill streak based on where the player is looking.
Oh, okay. So I think it's saying when you pull up a PA and you start like ADSing with it, it'll tell you at that point it's too crowded. So you don't have to press the button to call it in. It'll just tell you right away if it's too crowded.
This is a smart, good change that could be better.
Yeah.
I think how it should function is if you have a streak equipped at all and you can't call it, it should say above your kill streak, airspace too crowded at all times when you can't call it. So you're not forced to waste your time pulling it out to find that out. I think that would be better. However, this is an improvement if it functions, which it probably won't, from what we have now, because it does save you some time. But it's very annoying when you're like ripping someone and you want to cluster them, and then the airspace is too crowded, but you wasted literally 3 seconds finding this out, and you would have been much better off just continuing to shoot, obviously. Very annoying. This will help with that, but I would prefer to just have it at all times. Yeah. Like we have an indication on our mini maps when we're on UAV, right? Why not have something like that where it's constant when the airspace is too crowded? I think that would be better, but this is good. XP text adjustment. XP was positioned too close to the center of the screen. It has now been adjusted for better readability. Okay, I don't know. I have no idea what that is. Doesn't matter.
Like XP when you down somebody, kill somebody. It was like right to the right of the reticle, I believe. Like almost directly right. So now maybe it's just down a little bit or something.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Disconnect icon on the scoreboard. Added support for a disconnect icon on the scoreboard to indicate when an enemy or when a teammate is disconnected.
Doesn't it already do that?
That's what I thought. I mean, yeah.
They're talking about on the scoreboard, so that's like when you pull up the scoreboard. Maybe the scoreboard doesn't.
Oh, because you see it in the widget,
like,
but not the scoreboard.
It might just show like if you lost 2 teammates, it'll just show you and your remaining teammate and their icon not there at all. I don't know, but okay.
That's fine. This is, and again,
don't call it a quality of life change, actually, because this doesn't do anything, but
it doesn't really matter at all. But like, this is the kind of little shit that this whole season should be focused on, provided they're also fixing important things like Mountaineer. So hopefully I'm expecting, in fact, to see that they've fixed Mountaineer, which hasn't worked, nor have they said anything about it since it released, and it doesn't work. So that'll be fun to read, and I'm not anticipating that they said something about it that's not fixing it at all.
Yeah,
I read it. We'll get there.
They've had half a season to fix it, so it'll be fixed.
Yeah, surely we'll get to that, trust me. Gulag kill feed icon. A distinct kill feed icon has been added to differentiate between Ilims in the Gulag or on the field. Cool, that's good. Well, no, that's good. Because then you can see if your teammate died in Gulag, so you can just like go to a buy. Gives you a little extra time. Anyway, kill feed visibility. Squad members can now see their teammates' Ilims both in and out of the Gulag. Oh, that's cool. Because yeah, when you open your scoreboard in the Gulag, you can't see how many kills they have, which I believe has been a bug since Caldera, by the way. So that's fun. Player's favorited loadout will now appear as the top loadout in the loadout crate. Okay. That's fine, I guess. D-pad functionality in the winner circle, which I won't be reading. Yeah, I know. Improved icon fade distance while ADS. Increase the distance from the center of the screen at which icons begin to fade out while ADSing, providing a clearer view.
Oh, that's a big one, actually.
Big one. Yeah. It doesn't
that's
come
always
up
been noticeable.
Yeah. It doesn't come up super often, in my opinion. But there will be times when like an enemy is head glitching your free loadout box and you have a very hard time seeing them because the fucking loadout icon does, it goes to like 80% opacity. Make it fucking 5%, please. So if they did that, this is a good thing because yeah, it's not, well, it says from the center of the screen. It's not talking about, we'll see what this means. Whatever. Recon drone damage feedback. Players using the recon drone will now receive feedback when taking damage from enemy players or environmental hazards like gas. You should be shot and not know it if you're using a recon drone. I mean, if you're getting shot while you're recon droning and you like can't realize that, whatever. Made improvements to how perk packs overlap with other items when dropped on death. Okay. That's one thing I haven't had a problem with is picking up the giant toolbox looking ass icon.
It's usually not inside of anything else, it feels like. It's always just sitting there and it's super easy to grab usually.
Yeah. Okay. Enemy advanced UAV voiceover. A VO line will now play when 3 enemy UAVs are used, signaling an advanced UAV is active. This is very good because if you, I don't run Ghost anymore, but if I did, or if I have Specialist, and I have the UAV icon, or I hear someone say enemy UAV above, I don't really know for sure if I'm off UAV because I don't know if they popped in advanced. Now I will supposedly. I think something in addition to this they should do is have a separate map outline for UAV versus advanced UAV. So on your mini map, it'll be like it'll be surrounded in a red square. Make your mini map square, by the way. It's more surface area. When you're on UAV, they should keep this new VO thing in. That's good. But also that outline should become like 3 red lines or some shit that indicates you're on an advanced UAV as well. So that would be better. But this is good. Because this is a good start though. So anyway, error message for deploying boxes and gas. Players attempting to deploy munis, armor, or utils over about 40 meters in the gas will now receive an error message. Okay. Don't give them an error message. In fact, if someone's 40 meters in the gas, you should immediately just kill them. They should get an out of bounds death. Because that's too far. It's not. It's fine. This is good. Okay, new perk, low profile, which is a blue perk in slot 1. So it's competing with Survivor, probably. Increases movement speed while crouched and prone. Enemies you kill. Oh, so they made it better. Okay. When they talked about this in the blog post, it was the worst thing I had ever seen besides reactive armor. But now they're telling us about, or they've added new functionality. So first thing it does is increase movement speed while crouched and prone. That is useless. So strike through. Enemies you kill will not display death markers for their allies. That's pretty fucking good, actually. So for ranked play, this sucks because everyone's playing on top of each other. They're coming and they're going to know exactly where their teammates are most of the time. If they don't know exactly where their teammates are, that team sucks anyway, so you don't need this additional benefit to help. So this doesn't matter for ranked. For publics, though, this could be good. It's never worth running over Survivor for that benefit, but at least the perk is not literally useless anymore. It has something, but that doesn't make it worth running. All this really does is make Specialist better, basically. So that's kind of cool. I'm glad they made it somewhat useful. Grants a slight movement speed increase when downed. I mean, imagine picking a perk to help you more once you've been shit on, rather than picking a perk to help you not get shit on at all and not go down. Obviously, that's what you want. So, okay. And it can be unlocked via the Clover Craze event on March 13th. Okay, so they've added a new perk you can't unlock for another month. and they're putting it in the blog post. Don't even release it at this point, huh? That's crazy, right?
Yeah, I don't know how this is possible. I just don't get it.
Why would they announce it now when you literally can't unlock it for another like 25 days? Okay, yeah. What? I mean, it doesn't matter because it's not a good perk, but
yeah. And then like in game, the other event right now is like 7 days away or something. It's very confusing. I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah. So whatever. Anyway, adjustments. Oh, you know what this could be relevant because this might actually be equipable by getting specialist before March 13th. And then on March 13th, you can actually put it in a loadout. So that's my best faith interpretation of why that's in the patch notes at all. Adjustments, Mountaineer. Oh, here we go. Fuck yeah. Yes. Yeah. I've been excited to try this perk. A fix for the Mountaineer perk is set to launch shortly after the release of Season 2 Reloaded. Oh, okay. We understand that many players have been eagerly waiting to use this new perk. It's not a new perk, though. It was new weeks and weeks ago. Now it's just a perk that still doesn't work. And we sincerely apologize for the delay. No, you don't. You don't give a fuck, obviously. Don't apologize and super don't say you're sincere about it, because you're not. You're insincerely apologizing. While we would have preferred to release it earlier, I would have preferred you released it when you said you released it. We appreciate your patience. I'm not patient. Don't appreciate it. I'm not being patient. So, yeah. Okay. And can't wait for you to experience it soon. Soon TM. Oh, the classic Activision soon. That word does so much heavy lifting for this fucking company. Stay tuned for updates on our Trello board, which we sometimes add things to and also sometimes don't.
Yeah, so by the way, this has been on the Trello board since January 29th. So they have had 22 days, essentially, to fix it. I don't understand what the point of like a big mid-season patch is if they can't fix a perk not working.
It makes no sense.
How can you possibly need more time? Like, I get this update does have a lot of changes and fixes in it, but I mean, this should have been a priority. This should have been a top 3 fix, essentially. It's a perk 100%. That you can't use.
100%.
How do we not? Yeah. This is one of those things you would have expected to have been hotfixed, like patched a day or two later. Like, oh, the perk's not working. Let's fix it. It's like, obviously, they're capable of fixing it. So the fact they didn't do it in 3 weeks, they just didn't want to do it for some reason. They just didn't prioritize it at all, which is crazy to me.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, this should have been literally priority number 1 because they've added new updates or said they have or new quality of life things. But like, I don't get it. So yeah, Mountaineer still doesn't fucking work. They said it's going to work, soon. And if you believe that, kill yourself. Honestly, like what? There's no, that's a joke, by the way. Don't actually do that. Anyway, so we'll see when that gets fixed. We'll let you guys know. I think this is in slot 1, by the way, right?
Yes, I believe so.
So I would actually probably be running this because I run stims and quick fix. So I don't really need Survivor. And Survivor still sometimes bugs and doesn't let you be rezzed. By the way, happened to me yesterday. Or not yesterday, sorry, 2 days ago. Happened to someone yesterday, though. One of the boys. So I'm not, I'm not super wed to Survivor. So I would be running this, but I can't still. So anyway, reactive armor has been has an updated description for clarity. Here's what it says. Your armor will regenerate up to 50% of its maximum if you have not taken damage in the last 5 seconds. Yeah. So like the equivalent of 1 tempered plate of your armor will regen. So if you're running tempered and you have exactly 1 plate in, reactive armor will full plate you after 20 seconds. Because you have to not take damage for 5 seconds, and then it takes another minute or so to heal that next armor plate. Still useless. Still the worst perk that's ever been added to Warzone. And then alertness indicator will now always appear at the edge of a player's screen, regardless of their HUD settings. I don't know what this means, because the indicator for alertness right now, it just says like enemy nearby. There's no like high alert thing. Is that what they mean? Interesting. I don't know exactly what this means. But I mean, alertness seemed to work. Every time I've run alertness, it works like very reliably. So shockingly, honestly. So hopefully they didn't break it, but we'll see. All right, next is equipment adjustments. Gas grenades. Adjusted movement speed penalties. Perfect. We are on the right track. Let's see if we get off the rails. With tactical resistance, which is to say the veteran perk, the penalty is now 5% movement speed penalty, down from 25% movement speed penalty. Good. Very good. With a caveat, with an asterisk that I'll say in a second. Without tactical resistance, so if you don't have veteran perk, the penalty to movement speed is 15% instead of 50%. Good. Very good. With an asterisk. Fixed a bug causing movement speed penalties to stack unintentionally. Don't know what other things do that, but okay. But also good. Okay, here's what they say about it, and then I have a question. We received feedback about the movement speed penalty caused by gas grenades. After a thorough investigation, okay, we discovered that the penalty was being applied twice. Oh, I see. An unintended issue. Even without this bug, we believe the current penalty is too severe and disrupts the flow of engagements. Additionally, this tactical is unique and that can also inflict damage. If you're having trouble counter it, consider using perks like veteran to mitigate its effects. I don't know why they say like veteran as if there are other perks like veteran. Just say the perk veteran, but whatever.
Yeah, perks like veteran.
Okay, so this is a good, very good change. However, the problem with gas grenades and the movement penalty was it made you move really slow, obviously, but also it stopped you from being able to sprint. So it slowed you even more than it says it does because you can't sprint.
Oh, yeah.
And that stops you from being able to slide, which kind of fucking ruins your shit. So my question is that still the case? Because it says the movement speed penalty is like 5% with veteran. Okay. That's totally fine if that means I can tack sprint and sprint, but it's 5% slower. Because then I'll still be able to slide or dive. And then this is a very good nerf. Okay. But if that disables me from being able to sprint and tack sprint, then it doesn't matter. And it's actually way bigger than 5%.
Yeah.
So who knows? And then the more important question, because I'm not going to run fucking veteran, obviously, is that the penalty is now 15 from 50%. Same questions apply. Does that 15% mean I can't sprint? Does it mean I can't tack sprint? And by extension, does it mean I can't slide? Because if that's still the case, it can be a 1% movement penalty, but it might as well be 99% if I can't sprint. Because then I'm fucked. You're fucked. So that's the real question here. If you can sprint, but you weren't able to before, so was that a consequence of the movement being reduced so much that like sprinting doesn't make sense? Or is that like just a debuff that's applied also and therefore is still in the game? I don't know. So if you can sprint, this is a very good change. If you can't, it doesn't matter that much, although it's still good. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right. The adjusted movement penalty, it actually doesn't matter because it'll help a lot in buildings, which is where you're getting gassed often. So like even just being able to move a little bit faster, like inside of a hallway or something, that's going to be very noticeable.
Line. Yeah.
But you still can't just sprint away, which is a big deal. But I don't know. I'm about to see how it feels.
That's the big question for me. Yeah. Can I still sprint or not? So we'll see.
Yeah, definitely not.
If anyone knows, by the way, let us know in chat because this patch just went live. All right, next is kill streak adjustments, bunker buster. Very good. Same movement speed penalty adjustments for that gas. So 5 and 15% respectively. And you got adjusted the distance at which the warning call out for a UAV is triggered. What? Why are they talking about UAVs under bunker busters? Previously, there were instances where the warning call out would play, but the red box visual around the minimap would not appear due to inconsistent distance settings. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
What do you? It's talking about two different things. What do you mean? It's talking about a bunker buster. And
you're right.
Talking about UAVs.
My fault. You're right. I didn't see the UAV.
So bunker busters, just they adjusted the movement penalties, and then UAV they adjusted the distance at when you get the warning when somebody called the UAV.
Okay, so the VO was triggering farther away than the actual UAV coverage. So now that's supposed to not happen anymore. Cool.
Yes, yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Okay, that's good. Because that did confuse me. That would happen. Where I'd hear his enemy UAV above, and then some guy would be running up to me I don't hear because he said that, but also I'm not actually on UAV according to my minimap. Cool. So if that doesn't happen anymore, good change. Okay. New weapons. So again, the stupid launcher that doesn't matter and a bunch of melee weapons that don't matter. The belt fed attachment, we already covered that. And now general adjustments. The following are only applicable to MW 2 and 3 weapons and attachments. They basically got buffed a lot. So reduced idle sway, weapon bob, turn sway on all the weapons. A bunch of the ammo attachments got buffed, like high grain ammo and shit. Mag attachments got buffed. And then the guns themselves got buffed substantially, it looks like. Like the AK got buffed a lot. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
So that everything, so yeah, MW 2 and 3 weapons got buffed a lot. They're still probably not worth using, but maybe they would be. I hope not. Now, here are some BO6 weapon balance changes. We're going to get into a little more detail here. First is the BO6 AK. It got its second damage range extended a lot from 58 to 86 meters before attachments. That's fucking nuts, by the way, because with attachments, like a reinforced barrel, it's probably like a 95 meter second damage range. So you're not even having to hit people at your farthest damage range, which is usually the case. So that's actually kind of insane. Is it meta? Probably not. AK, I think, is a little too bouncy.
Yeah.
But for like Rebirth, you're just always hitting people in your second damage range, but every other AR is hitting you fairly often at its minimum damage range. That's a big deal. And then its minimum damage actually got increased by 1. So BO6 AK, honestly, for Rebirth could be on the menu, and even maybe big map depending on the recoil. I've never tried it with like a compensator and a red dot before, so that's kind of crazy.
It's probably still too much, but yeah. So
Okay.
It got extended from what, 76 to 83 in the medium damage range, the minimum damage range from
No. Medium damage range got extended from 58 to 86.
Okay, well then what does the thing on the
attachments.
left mean? No, that's not. No, because the left side is showing pre-patch. So that medium damage range was from 58 meters to 76, right? And now it's saying it's from 58
you're
to
right.
86.
You're
so
right.
it was extended
My
by
bad.
10 meters.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Not as big of a change as I thought then. You're right.
10 is still a lot, but it's not 30.
10
like
is
you
still
thought.
a lot with attachments for sure, especially that particular 10. Like 20 to 30 is not a lot, but 75 to 85 or 76 to 86 is like pretty big. You're hitting a ton of people. And then when you throw on a reinforced barrel, yeah. With attachments, that's probably taking it from like 81 to like 95. Maybe not. 81 to like 93. But that's still a lot more. So interesting. But yeah, probably not meta. You're right. The Cypher has been buffed. Its first damage range, 3 meters longer. Its second damage range, 8 meters longer, so 71. And then its minimum damage range, 71 meters and beyond, up from 63 and beyond. And its minimum damage, 33 to 35, which is pretty substantial. And leg multiplier, 84 to 90%. So that sounds like a pretty substantial buff to the Cypher.
So as we go through these, let me just tell you now, a bunch of them aren't in the game. That's already been confirmed.
Got it.
Warzone Loadout was tweeting about it. He said the Cypher buff was not pushed entirely. Some of it was pushed, but he said the first range post-patch isn't 50 meters like it says, but it's basically actually lower than pre-patch. It's like 45 meters, he said.
Got it.
And Raven responded to it, and they said, we've updated the patch notes to reflect these changes, so ours, we're probably just using the old URL, so it hasn't actually updated yet. And then after that, he also said, oh, by the way, the GPR also didn't go through according to our testing, none of the fixes. And then 5 minutes later, he said, oh, the Fang buff also didn't go through. And then Exclusive Ace also said none of the weapon changes have gone through in multiplayer. So just so you know, yeah, it still doesn't fucking work.
Yeah. Got it. Cool.
So these will be in the game at some point, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe never. But this is what will eventually be in the game, yeah.
So by the way, if Raven said that the patch notes reflect that now, I will have you all watch me press the refresh button again. And the Cypher is saying the same thing it did before. So
yeah, we probably got
Raven just lied on the timeline again, but they do that all the time, so I'm not surprised. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, I'm going to open up the patch fresh and see what it says. I got a fresh URL here, man. And it's the same. Well, maybe they just put like a little disclaimer somewhere at the bottom of the weapon balancing. They didn't. Yeah. Don't
put it there if they did that, but yeah. So Raven lied to that guy and everyone who has access to Twitter, which is a public platform, about changing the patch notes. I'm surprised. I'm not. They probably intended to, but it didn't go through. Because everything they intend to do, they can't actually do because they fucking suck. So cool. So if and when this ever does actually go through, could be nasty for the Cypher, depending on some other balance changes. The Krig got a range buff, all of its damage ranges, not a huge one, and its leg multiplier 90 to 100%. That's pretty big. Krig's still a little too bouncy for this to be relevant, in my opinion, though. I really tried to make this work. Model L, which is the meta gun right now, was nerfed. 36 to 35 damage in its first damage range. So not the biggest deal in the world, but definitely relevant and a little sad. Its first damage range also got reduced from 62 to 47 meters. That's pretty big, actually. And by pretty big, I mean quite big.
That's a lot. Yeah.
That's a lot. However,
they want the Cypher to be meta, which is cool.
Yeah, I'd love a different meta. I'd love like a new gun. Well, this meta's been fine, actually. Model L
Cypher hits diffy, though. Cypher's been a very fun
Cypher's
gun
more fun to use,
release,
though, yeah.
So, yeah,
I agree.
Definitely. Yeah.
And then the Model L, minimum damage range, it actually got a damage buff from 30 to 31 damage, but you hit your minimum damage range at 47 meters instead of at 62 meters. Additionally, its lower torso and leg multis decreased from 100% to 85%, and its velocity 820 to 800 meters per second. That doesn't really matter. Overall, definitely a nerf. However, getting 1 extra point of damage at your minimum damage range could mean that this gun is killing faster at like 80 meters than it was pre-patch. Because it's actually doing more damage beyond 62 meters than it used to by 1 point. Is that changing your shots to kill? I mean, depends where you're hitting them. But you also have to remember lower torso and leg multipliers, 15% lower. So your practical time to kill, even at long range, despite that 31 or that damage buff at long range, is practically speaking usually going to be actually slower, unless you're never hitting stomach or leg, which is unlikely beyond 62 meters with a Model L. So definitely a nerf overall. Yeah. Definitely a nerf overall.
Yep.
But this might not be in the game yet. So
yeah,
I'd say it's safe to continue using it until it actually gets changed.
Yeah.
Yeah. The XM4 was nerfed more. I'm not reading it. It didn't need it, but it was nerfed even more, so stop using it. And then the GPR had 2 attachments you should never use changed, so which is the CHF barrel and rapid fire. And they're not actually changed anyway, so. SMGs. Okay. The C9, which is probably the most popular choice right now. First damage range, 13 to 12.1 meters, so a little bit of a nerf there. Not huge, but definitely relevant. Its second damage range, 24 to 22 meters. Not a big deal at all. And then it doesn't even have a third damage range anymore, which it used to. It goes straight to the new minimum damage range, which is 22 meters and beyond. Doesn't really matter. So the only real nerf here so far is that 0.9 meter first damage range nerf, which is relevant, but this is not ruining the gun yet. However, it also got its velocity decreased by 30 meters per second, which also doesn't matter. So this gun is still very good. None of these are very relevant. I'm fine with them, I guess. I don't think it needed to happen, but sure. Definitely still the ticket unless something else got buffed. Compact. First damage range increased. Yeah. Second damage range increased. And faster ADS time and 3% higher multi on the upper torso and arms. Still probably not worth using, but there you go. The PP919, the Bison, was nerfed. Damage range a little bit. Its second damage range, 2 less damage, which is quite relevant actually, because you're hitting that at 12 meters. So that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Second or third damage range, less damage as well. And then minimum, which doesn't matter. And then minimum damage range also less damage. Big thing there is its second damage range. You're doing 32 instead of 34 damage. That's kind of a big deal because you're hitting that at like, with attachments, 13 meters and beyond. You're shooting people pretty often beyond 13 meters. So that kind of sucks. This gun wasn't really meta anymore anyway, but now it's like, I wouldn't use it, frankly. The GPM G7, which is the worst LMG besides the PU, was nerfed. It needed it. It didn't. I'm not reading it. And then the Fang 82, which is the new LMG, was buffed. Open bolt delay, 55 to 25 milliseconds, so you'll start shooting bullets sooner. That's a buff. Slide to fire speed improved. Dive to fire speed improved. ADS time 30 milliseconds faster. Movement speed buff. And that's kind of it. So it's going to basically handle better. And the open bolt delay got reduced by 30 milliseconds, which is also relevant. Is this a good gun now? Probably not. But 30 milliseconds of open bolt delay reduction literally directly and always translates to 30 milliseconds faster time to kill, period. So that's pretty nice. I would just say prioritize this in your ground looting a little more often, but that's kind of it. I don't think it's going to be the gun to run, but we'll let you know if that changes. Okay, next are marksman rifle adjustments. It got buffed. Not too much. Probably not relevant. Only way this might be relevant is if they also had buffed the recoil on the full auto attachment, which they have not. However, that 5.45 extended mag is now 50 rounds instead of 45, which is what you would use with that full auto conversion. So almost certainly not a relevant change, but it could be. And then I'm not reading the other two. Next is the SVD. I'm not reading that either. Next is melee weapons. I'm Omega not reading that. And the crossbow.
Oh,
That's
no,
kind of
they
bad.
increase lunge distance. No.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I don't like that.
So whatever. All right, next is challenges. I'm actually not reading them, so I hope that helps. Next is bug fixes.
That's cool, man. There's a calling card for unlocking all the Warzone optics. It's kind of cool, man.
That actually is cool for people that like this game. I'll take that. But now bug fixes, I will be reading this, obviously, because we have so much work to do here. And by the way, for those of you who liked the list a lot, I'm tired. Hashtag I'm tired. I stopped updating it. I've run into so many bugs all the time, and people will tell me, I was like, dude, I'm tired of alt tabbing and typing this shit. So I've given up.
Yeah.
Activision is one. But needless to say, there are tons. Let's see what they've intended on fixing that they didn't actually fix. First section, movement and weapons. Fix an issue where players were unable to attack sprint after switching to a melee weapon when their attack sprint had depleted. Okay. Because, yeah, we were still not attack sprinting unlimitedly with our melee weapons out, which is what you're supposed to. They are saying that issue was because, oh, you're out of attack sprint, you're switched to your weapon, it didn't, like, replenish it. I call shenanigans, and this may or may not be fixed. I find it unlikely it's fixed, because they already tried to fix this once. And if they can't fix it first try, they usually can't fix it second try either. It's usually either they get it right the first time, or it takes about 4 tries. So don't expect to be attack sprinting unlimitedly with your melee weapon at all times. I'd be shocked if that were the case. So we'll see. Fix an issue where on controller, after leaving water with a melee weapon equipped, oh, fuck me, switching weapons while mantling would cause unintended behavior. God damn it. They were so close. I thought this was going to say, fixed an issue where on controller, after leaving water with a melee weapon equipped, you would switch to a 0 attachment Glock rather than one of the 2 guns you have.
Maybe you should settle down and just keep reading. Read through a section and then get back to it.
That's the next patch note.
That's the next patch note.
That's
yeah, because I thought the same thing, and then I started reading more. I'm like, oh, there we go.
Put that one at the top, but sure.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank God. God bless.
Yeah.
Now,
we're getting some meaningful patch notes written down.
Correct.
Not changes. We're getting some things written down that are meaningful, though.
Correct. These are meaningful attempts. And they may or may not actually be true. But that's a huge one, and it bugs me it was ever the case. And it bugs me more that it's taken this long to even be attempted to be fixed. And it's going to bug me even more when this isn't actually fixed. But we'll see. Maybe they did it. Okay. Fix an issue where when a player had throwing knives equipped as their lethal and attempted to swap to their dedicated melee weapon, the throwing knife would override their melee weapon. Okay. And then other shit that doesn't matter. Combat and gameplay is the next section. Fix an issue where if a player eliminates an enemy and their teammates eliminates them again, both eliminations would count for the first player. Huh. Okay. Fix an issue where elims did not
that's how
track
Jake
properly.
is getting all the kills the whole time. Jake's about to start dropping 10 bombs.
He was
again.
letting people self-res and then getting the down and then actually getting 2 elims for the price of 0.
He was getting twice the amount of kills as he was supposed to. Yeah.
Correct.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Fix an issue where elims did not track properly for a player who downed an enemy that was taken hostage and executed by a teammate. This is a very reliable way to steal kills. That was kind of dumb, so if that's fixed, I guess cool. Fix an issue where gas masks would take damage from gas grenades while inside the PDS. I actually had this happen to me once. I tried to PDS because I wanted to use it anyway, and I was like still taking gas mask damage when I got naded, and I said, okay. So I'd be amazed if this was fixed, and they forgot about bunker busters. Because I've also put down a PRD for a bunker buster and it did nothing, which it should do something for. And they don't say they fixed that, so I find it inconceivable they did. Fixed a rare issue where a player who had recently used a PRD would retain the icon on the minimap, revealing their location for the rest of the match. Jakin mentioned this a long time ago, actually, where he said he was just a PRD. He was playing Prop Hunt in Rebirth or whatever, which is funny.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that's fixed. May or may not be, but not a huge deal. Okay, next section is kill streaks. Fix an issue where sometimes the warning call out would not play for the enemy when another player called in 3 UAVs to activate an advanced. Okay, I don't know what that means. Fix an issue where cluster missiles would look like they were landing sideways. Fix an issue where the PA danger close text would appear unexpectedly when ADSing with the airstrike marker. Okay. There is still an issue with kill streaks where you can't use them. I think it only happens with PAs. I think it's only happened to us with PAs. But there are just cursed precision airstrikes where you can't call them ever, and your teammates can't either, and enemies can't either. It's like that specific item is just cursed. We have no idea why, and it's unsolvable to us so far. This is a new Easter egg that no one knows the solution to, including the devs. But yeah, if you can't call your PA ever, even though it's not like airspace too crowded, give up. Don't even give it to your teammates because it'll work for no one. We've tried. Next is UI. Fix an issue where the self-ping marker was missing. I don't know what that is.
Self-ping.
I don't know what this means. Fix an issue where players could incorrectly appear as squad members in the squad widget during the pre-match lobby. This has been a bug for so long, squad. And I do not believe it'll ever be fixed.
No, that's not.
That is a permanent fixture. Fix an issue where the scoreboard did not display kills or assists in the gulag. Yeah, they already. I
always just thought that was a feature for some reason, by the way. And I always wondered why they did that. I'm like, why would you not see it yet? Because that's been in the game since the day of the integration.
Yeah. So whatever. Fix an issue where the AAR failed to display all player stats. I don't believe that either. Fix an issue where changing the selected operator could break the walking screen animation. Okay. And then post-match rank displayed too early in the ranked after action report. Okay. Stability is next. Fix an issue where small game freezes and flashes could occur when a player DCs. Okay. That's why that was happening. Good if true. Fix an issue where players can encounter a dev error when attempting to access buys. I actually never got this. So I don't believe it was ever an issue.
Yeah. It didn't happen to you, so
didn't happen to me, so it's not real. Yeah. Where some players encountered a dev error when navigating or leaving sections of Warzone. A dev error could occur when tabbing to the barracks tab. That never happened to me, but every time I tab to the barracks tab, I get 1,000 loading screens rapidly back to back, and then it just kicks me back to the main menu. Or excuse me, the lobby menu. I'm positive that's not fixed either, so. And then miscellaneous bug fixes. Someone's head model was missing in boot camp, and then where players were kicked back to the play tab when entering the battle pass tab after a match. That's what I was talking about. I don't believe that's fixed. I don't believe it. And that's that. So those are the patch notes. Now, as far as intentions and things they say they fixed, good stuff. This is what season 2 should be all about. Like they said, fixing issues, not really adding much new content. That's fine if they're actually fixing issues, and they set out to fix a lot of relevant good issues. Finally, they are talking about the fucking swapping your pistol out of water thing. Incredibly cringe. Not a big deal once you learn it, but still shouldn't have been in the game. So if that's fixed, good. And then some other things that were in there that were pretty good. Cool. And some quality of life things that didn't even occur to me that are getting added. So good stuff on paper. There are still a lot of bugs that weren't even talked about in here. Again, like you can't get res sometimes if you have the survivor perk. And I'm sure a ton of other issues. I can't think of any more at this exact moment.
That's the type of thing they would fix it and actually just not say anything, though, since they've already said they fixed it before. So watch, all of that shit is now fixed.
Yeah, and
they didn't mention any of it.
True. And by the way, they also did fix quick fix fully now. So there was that issue where you couldn't swap guns if you had quick fix. They fixed that and just didn't mention it. So quick fix is safe to run again, but they never talked about it because they didn't want to admit that it was broken and now it's fixed. So they just didn't say anything at all. So quick fix is now safe to run. Survivor is not, to my knowledge, but they could have fixed it and not said anything. Maybe just tell us what you've done. But anyway, Mountaineer's still not fixed. Fucking insane. And of course, there are some other issues. So let's go through some hidden patch notes. First is a tweet from Swag. Someone in chat said this was fixed now. So they've
already fixed this. Yeah. So yeah, console only ranked was gone for like the first 15 minutes. So they already added it back in.
There you go. Okay.
So that Jake has a couple hidden patch notes reporting live from the field. He said audio seems to be changed in a better way, and footstep audio is better now than previously. And he also said
that
he just got shot through a 2-foot concrete wall, and then he posted a clip in Cord, and he was in fact getting wallbanged through a 2-foot concrete wall. So it would not surprise me at all if wall banging is just accidentally back. Yeah, that would be totally on brand.
Really good
we'll have to
stuff.
See if that continues.
Really good stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I actually want to see if I can pull these up. So
he also now just posted gas grenade buff seems the same, and he's right. I'm watching the clip right now. It doesn't feel noticeable. It doesn't look noticeable. You still don't move. So either, like you said, it's just the percentage doesn't matter because you can't sprint or do anything.
Exactly.
Or it just wasn't actually fixed. Both are entirely possible.
Right. So I'm going to try and pull up some of these clips if I can do that on a browser. I can. Okay, hold on.
You can, okay.
So we're going to pull up some of these clips. These are red hot new clips for you guys, okay? So let me just queue them all up. And then I can pull this up. This is the same clip. Okay, hold on. Okay. So we have a channel in our Discord called Cat Piss Deaths. And it is for moments like we're about to see. I don't know what any of these are, but these are post-update. So let's see what we have here. First, okay, Jake just got run over, so that happens.
Yeah.
That one was not the dev's fault, other than the gulag being way too dark. Here's the next one. Okay, we are behind. This is a lot of concrete, and I think we're about to get wall banged.
Look at that wall bang right through it.
And he's getting wall banged. A lot, by the way. A lot. Still getting... Wow. Wow. Okay. Let me do a little freeze frame. I mean, look at the wall. It's coming right through a 2-foot thick concrete roof wall thing. You guys can see the video, you'll know what we're talking about. But wall banging is in fact back. This is the problem with the Raven devs this year. They will fix something and then do a new update and then unfix it. They'll re-break it in the same way it was broken and they had already solved.
Yep.
We can't go forward if we cannot hold on to the things we've already fixed. And this is why I said weeks and weeks ago, this whole year, it's going to be bug roulette. And we've gone back to the craps table. We fucking rolled the dice And here's what we've gotten. Some bugs have been fixed now, and then some new ones are in almost certainly. And also some bugs that were bugged weeks and weeks ago that we fixed fewer and fewer weeks ago are now once again back in the game, such as this unintended wall banging. I've received that. So cool. Terrible, terrible news. Unacceptable news. And let's go to this next clip. He's going to get gas grenaded here. And that's the movement. So he's not sprinting. Yeah. Unbelievable game. Unbelievable video game. So by the way, this is Jake Down, friend of the pod. He uses auto tac sprint. So even if he doesn't have any tac sprint left, he should at least be sprinting, regular sprinting, but he's not. So that is not.
Was he not getting any hit markers on that guy either?
Say again?
Was he not getting hit reg on that guy at the very end there?
I don't know. I'll watch, I guess. I mean, the hit reg is probably still awful. It looks fine to me.
Never mind, he was.
So exactly like I said about that gas grenade change, is that movement speed change only matters if you can still sprint. But you can't sprint, as we've just demonstrated. So either the change didn't go through and you will be able to once it does go through, or it did go through, but you still can't sprint, and that's intentional. Either way, terrible, terrible news. And that is the problem with the gas grenades. It's not the movement speed itself. It is the movement speed itself. But if you nerf it by 1% and also stop me from sprinting, it's not really a 1% speed reduction, isn't. It's more like a 25% one. And it doesn't let me slide anymore. So it doesn't matter. So cool. I've got it. It's exactly what I've been saying all year. You can't just read the patch notes and then assess how the patch is. Because the patch notes have very little bearing, almost no relationship on the patch itself.
Yeah.
Which is fucking insane. But here we go. All right, so we have some other hidden patch notes. Things they've changed that they didn't say they've changed. For no rhyme and or reason. And I've got it. This next one is a tweet from some guy. Seems Raven have updated the lootable perks. Gung Ho and Quick Fix definitely weren't available before the update, and according to this guy, you can now loot them. I believe it.
There's a screenshot of it, yeah.
Yeah. This is fine. I don't really care. The thing that bugs me is just put it in the fucking patch notes if you're going to do it. But, I mean, them doing it is fine. So, whatever. So, there you guys go. For those of you who really like to loot and want to maximize your perk spread, don't run Gung Ho and don't run Quick Fix because you might be able to find them and loot them. I don't do that myself, but there you go.
Yeah.
And then that is it so far for hidden patch notes, I think. Yeah, we will have more for you on Saturday, for sure. So, yeah. Anyway. And then last little thing here, little news and upcoming changes section. According to this guy, Reality UK, British alert, trigger warning, British person. Trigger warning, British tweet.
Trigger warning, trigger warning.
He said about an hour ago, there will be resurgence on Verdansk. And Verdansk references have now been added to the files. So that second thing doesn't really matter. I mean, if we're going to get Verdansk, you're going to start seeing the files in the data mines. So that's fine. The interesting thing, of course, is resurgence on Verdansk. I wonder what the fuck that means.
Means there's going to be resurgence on Verdansk. Imagine this whole time we've invaded and the big map is still just going to be Urzikstan, and Verdansk will only be in strictly for resurgence. Oh no, man.
I can absolutely see it.
Oh no.
I mean, I don't find that likely, but I could absolutely see it. Honestly. I mean, yeah. You know?
Yeah, but so with this update today, a lot of Verdansk references added to the file. So we'll start to see more leaks coming out here soon about some things. And yeah, because that's also why the leakers are kind of speculating why this patch was so big. I think Verdansk might essentially like be in there now, the map itself or something, because this was a large update. So maybe some of in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that could be 30 days away or so.
So my thought, Resurgence on Verdansk, we've had that before, actually. No, we haven't. No, we've had mini BR before on Verdansk.
Mini Royal, yeah.
Yeah, Mini Royale, I think is what it was called. But we've never had Resurgence. I don't know what this exactly will entail, honestly. Because have we ever had big map Resurgence on like a large section? Because we have had Resurgence on Urzikstan, actually. But it was just 3 little maps. It was Popov. Oh, wait, no. Were those Resurgence or were those Mini Royale? I actually don't remember.
They've done Resurgence. They've done Resurgence on Moz, too. It's on a new thing. It's just we never had it on Verdansk.
Okay, so then the way they would handle it is they would pick like 3 POIs, and those would be the Resurgence maps. So it would be like Resurgence Stadium, Resurgence. Well, with these devs, here's what they would actually be. Resurgence, the area between farms and lumber. So just a shit area. Resurgence Summit, but not the actual POI, just the big cliff. So you're just in a field. And then Resurgence, like, hangar. So you have that one tower and then just a big airstrip. That's how these devs would do Resurgence on Verdansk. Good devs would do something like Resurgence Train Station, Resurgence Boneyard, Resurgence, what else would be quite good?
Is that how it worked? I thought in Moz it was kind of just like random. Like you would load in and it would just be in a different part of the map every time.
The most recent iteration that I can remember, because I think it was Resurgence and not Mini Royale, was last year, and it was on Urzikstan, and the 3 maps were Popov, Power, and then 2 other ones that I don't remember. But like they were named that, and all they were Resurgence and or Mini Royale maps on subsections of Urzikstan. So if they're going to use the most recent version, then that's what it'll look like. But I guess if they had it before and they handled it differently, I don't really remember that too well, but then that's how they would do it there. I don't know. I don't know which one I'd prefer. I'd probably prefer 3 dedicated ones if they can pick well. Because I'd rather have 3 good Verdansk POIs as Resurgence maps than 1 Resurgence mode that could be anywhere on Verdansk super randomly. Because that could be a lot of dog shit areas, honestly. So I don't know how that's going to look. But that mode has potential. That could be fun. But it does raise the concern. Does that mean there's no big map Verdansk? Because that would be fucking insane.
Yeah, there's no way. But Verdansk Resurgence would be a really good idea. Because, yeah, people are... Area 99 was a failure. They took away Vondel. Rebirth is Rebirth. The people that like Rebirth still play it every day and like are fine with it. But even those players, if they got Verdansk Resurgence instead, they would play that. So Verdansk Resurgence, if it's like a constant mode, it will be more popular than Verdansk Battle Royale, by the way, 100%. So it'll be
depends on the quality of the game, I think.
People just,
if the game,
everyone's a Resurgence player now.
Yeah, I don't know. You could be right.
To be able to play the map that they really like, and then it also be Resurgence, that's...
Yeah, but if Rebirth is still in, they'll do that for a week or 2, and then they'll be like, all right, I'm going back to Rebirth.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But yeah, that could be fun. There are ways where it wouldn't be the best, but even if they did it poorly, like it's a truly random spot on the map every time, that would still be fun often.
Yeah.
But on Verdansk, remember, guys, it's one of the things we liked about Verdansk. There is a lot of space between POIs on that map. That's not really true at all on Urzikstan. So if you picked a random part of Urzikstan every map to have a Resurgence match on, you're usually going to be at a POI. On Verdansk, you could very well be just between POIs. Like, there's a lot of space between POIs on that map. Most of them. So if that's what they're doing, you know, you could have some weird matches where, like I said, you're just in the middle between fucking Summit and like Millie. There's just nothing there. It's just a bunch of like hills.
Yeah.
And that's fun for Warzone team fights where there are like 2 to maybe 4 teams. Probably more like 3 max. That's really fun to play. For fucking Resurgence, that would not be fun. That would be a disaster. So we'll see how they handle it. But, you know, they can manipulate those things as well. So it's just way too early to speculate really on that. But thought I would anyway for funsies. And I think that's pretty much it. Any other things you've seen?
No, that's really it.
So yeah, overall, we're gonna play right this second, and on Saturday we'll talk more about this patch, give you guys some more pro tips, an update on the meta, and an update on new hidden patch notes, which are absolutely going to be in the game. So stick around, and we'll see you guys on Saturday. Before we go, we do have some announcements. Welcome to our new patrons, our new gold patron, Retro Jerry, Base, our newest gold patron. Thank you, King. And Dean M, that's a fake last name, our newest platinum patron.
Yeah.
Twice as good of a person as Retro Jerry, but we appreciate you both. And thank you very much. Welcome to the Patreon, patreon.com/the Dropshot. On that topic, we just released a Patreon episode for all of our tiny little patrons, and it went well. It's a surprise topic I'm not going to leak, but it was fun and interesting. And that's available for all of our patrons. So Retro Jerry and Dean can go listen to that right now, and all of our other patrons can. And if you became one, you also could do that, and you'd get ad-free and early access episodes to all of our normal episodes as well, and you could expect the entire back catalog of bonus episodes we've ever done, plus 2 more this month, and then 3 more every other month after that. Yum. Yeah. Yummy. Plus, it's my birthday, so join the Patreon or gift Patreon memberships as a demonstration of loyalty.
Yeah.
That's what we need. Activision devs do not play their own game. We'll see you guys on Saturday.
They don't, no.